Hold on a minute. Don't you think we ought to talk?
What, about how I'm gonna run? Sure.
About how you've managed to live as long as you have.
Think you can drive?
Oh, he can drive. He can drive beyond the limits of the tires, the engine, the car, anything else.
There's nothing I can't do with a race car.
Well, that's the difference between you and me. There's only so much I can do.
You want me to work the pit and you drive?
You run good?
Thank you.
We'll see how you do in a crowd.
He's desperate to get your attention.
You got it. I've walked into a jungle.
Come up here and do it. I'll take you to a race.
Really, I can't. I'm a doctor. I'm a call.
Think your driving can improve?
I'll take your word for what a car can do, but I'm not taking anybody's word for what I can do.
I don't want you to hold a bad opinion of Cole. I believe it scares him. He needs reassurance from you that he's okay. After all,
How could you ignore me like that? I wasn't ignoring you.
you're his doctor.
The driver gets his bell rung and a couple of lights flicker. And loses what he needs more than his eyesight, more than his reflexes, more than anything in the world.
I've raced with my legs broke, heart bruised, eyes popping out of my head like they're on springs.
He loses his need. The need to drive right out there on the ragged edge.
He doesn't believe you can drive anymore.
How long before you find out if you're really good?
You just want to race again.
Well, you're really lucky.
You get back in that car and you'll die.
Hey everyone, this is Michael again, and welcome to another movie review. And I said that the next review in my previous video, the AEW Dynamite review, I said that the next video would be a movie review of Trap. But, you know, I watched this movie tonight, watched Days of Thunder, which was released in 1990, stars Tom Cruise, Robert Duvall, Randy Quaid, Nicole Kidman, and Cary Elwes. The film was directed by the late great Tony Scott. You know, may he rest in peace. Of course, you know, he is the brother of Ridley Scott. And Days of Thunder, I really enjoyed the film. I thought it was a very entertaining film. Really loved it. Thought Tom Cruise did a good job in his role. Basically, it deals, you know, with NASCAR, and pretty much basically what the film is about is Cole Trickle, who is played by Tom Cruise. He gets recruited by this dealership tycoon, Tim Dillon, who is played by Randy Quaid, and he wants Tom Cruise to race for his team in the Daytona. And, you know, Tom Cruise, you know, his character wants to make a name for himself in NASCAR. And pretty much basically Tom Cruise's character ends up meeting this guy, Harry Hodge, who was played by Robert Duvall, who was a former crew chief, and he's a car builder. And, you know, he has to come out of retirement to, you know, become the crew chief to Tom Cruise's character. And at first, Tom Cruise and Robert Duvall, their characters, you know, don't really get along. But then as, you know, the film progresses, you know, they start to, you know, become friends. And Robert Duvall's character, you know, tells, you know, Tom Cruise, you know, what to do on the track. And, you know, you have to do this. You have to, you know, slow down, do that. You know, like that. Just Robert Duvall is leading Tom Cruise's character, you know, on the track, so, you know, he could win, you know, the races. And pretty much, you know, Tom Cruise, we see his character, you know, at first he has, you know, difficulty adjusting to these bigger NASCAR, you know, cars on the track. And, you know, just, you know, as the film progresses, you know, he starts to get, better and better. And there's this guy, Rowdy Burns, who was played by Michael Rooker, a very young Michael Rooker, before, he was Meryl on The Walking Dead, before he was Yondu in the Guardians of the Galaxy films. Pretty much his character is, a Cup champion, and him and Tom Cruise, they, butt heads, they become, rivals, and after this accident that involves the two of them, they get to become friends, and there's this one scene where, they're, racing rental cars, and, they smash into each other, in a race, and, they're doing this because, they have to have dinner together because the head of, NASCAR, the president, ends up telling Tom Cruise and Michael Rooker's character, to, have, dinner together. And the president, of NASCAR, no longer tolerates any misbehavior from them. And so we get to see, them, become friends. And pretty much, basically, that's the plot to the film. Tom Cruise's character, trying to get to the Daytona 500. And, I really enjoyed the film. I loved it. I thought Tom Cruise did a good job as Cole Trickle. Tom Cruise, he does a good job in every film, that he's in. Really enjoyed his character. He's a young race car driver, trying to make a name for himself. And I really like the car that he drives, later on in the film, which, is a, mellow yellow, Chevrolet car. And mellow yellow, is one of my favorite sodas, but it's very hard to find. The only way that I could find, that soda is if I order like a case off of Amazon. But, really love, mellow yellow. Robert Duvall, I thought he was good in the role as Harry Hodge. Really brought him and Tom Cruise's, chemistry. Randy Quaid, did a good job as Tim Dillon, who is, a race team owner. He's the one who recruits Tom Cruise into, NASCAR. He's the guy who, deals with, driver, being, part of a sponsorship. He's getting, sponsorship for, Tom Cruise's character. You have Nicole Kidman, who plays Claire Lewicki, who is a neurosurgeon who works on Tom Cruise and also Michael Rooker's characters, after their accidents. And Nicole Kidman becomes, the love interest to Tom Cruise's character. So it was cool seeing Nicole Kidman in this. Michael Rooker as Rowdy Burns, like I said, very young Michael Rooker. Just, really liked his character. I liked how his character went from being a rival to Tom Cruise and, them, becoming friends, after both of them had their accident, that scene in the film. You have John C. Reilly in the film, very young John C. Reilly as well, who is also Tom Cruise's car chief, along with Robert Duvall. Cary Elwes, who plays Russ Wheeler, he is a rookie driver who ends up filling in for Tom Cruise's character, during his, injury thing, because of course Tom Cruise's character, couldn't race because of, the accident that happened to, his character. But, later on in the film, Cary Elwes becomes Tom Cruise's teammate and a rival of his. But overall, Days of Thunder, very good movie. Loved it. Really enjoyed the score by Hans Zimmer. Really liked it. Hans Zimmer, he does, great film scores. But overall, if you haven't seen Days of Thunder, highly would recommend it. If you're interested, in NASCAR, which I'm not a huge NASCAR fan. I tuned into it from time to time. It's very, interesting to watch, auto racing. And what was really cool was Tom Cruise actually wrote the story to the film. He co-written the story with Robert Towne, who wrote the screenplay to it, and he co-wrote the story. And it was produced by John Bruckheimer and Don Simpson. But when the film came out, it was a success. It was a financial success. It had a budget of $60 million and made $157 million at the box office. So pretty good success that the film, had. It was also successful when it came out on VHS. It is also out on 4K, which I do plan to pick up the 4K, at some point. But check out Days of Thunder if you all haven't seen it. Very good movie. But anyways, that's it for my review of Days of Thunder. Thank you all for watching. Hope you all enjoyed this review. Definitely give the video a thumbs up, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you with the next video, which will be, a movie review of Trap. So, see you all then.